Hi guys, Hannah here. Welcome to my video and to my channel, and Happy New Year! We made it. I'm so proud of us. It's been a massive year. I feel like that's the general consensus for everyone. I know for me personally, it has been a big taxing year, but it sounds like everyone's kind of in the same boat, so I'm proud of you for making it to the end of 24 and into 2025. Today I'm taking you through my yearly reset journal that I do. I do this at the end of every year. I've done it for 3 years now, and it is actually such a game changer. I got these journal prompts from a bunch of different places and compiled them all together. Some of them came from YouTube videos, some of them came from Pinterest. So this is just the ultimate end of year journal that is really gonna set you on the right path, help you reflect on the past year, see what you need to bring into the next year, leave in the past year. It is so good. I don't want to sound like too much of a saleswoman right now, but I am telling you, this is this is next level stuff right here. This journal is split into 3 sections. The first section is a reflection on the past year. The second section is a visualization of your dream life, and the third section is looking to the year ahead and the things that you're going to do in the year ahead to get to your dream life. Honestly, any way that I describe these prompts and how I fill them out, that's only really a guide for you. If you find you want to do something else, absolutely go for it. These prompts are just here to help you out, so use them however you wish. So let's get into it. Section 1, the past year. The first prompt is 2024 was the year that I ... So in this prompt, you basically just dump all your thoughts from the past year. That sounds like a big task, but really it's just you telling the story of your past year as if a friend had sat you down and said, hey, what have you been up to this year? This is where you just kind of go through the broad, general overview of everything. You can just completely free write it and just write one big block of text. I like to kind of split it up into different themes throughout the year. For example, one of my themes this year was 2024 was the year that I battled my mental health. That was kind of a theme that ran across multiple different scenarios. I wanted to keep it all kind of together. I had a few different things like that, so you can do the theme separation like that if you want, or you can just have one big block. I've done both in the past, both are equally valid. The next prompt is list all your highlights and accomplishments from 2024. This I just keep as dot points. If you saw any of your favorite artists in concert, that would be a highlight. If you achieved something at school or in your career, that would be a highlight or an accomplishment. If you graduated, that's definitely an accomplishment. It could be as big or as small as you like. For example, I've got some big things on my list, like I moved city twice. I've got some medium kind of accomplishments, like I took an archery course, and some little accomplishments like I tried skateboarding. And I only tried it once, but I had fun. I tried it. A year is a long time and a lot can be done, and it's very easy to forget all the things that happened within a year. I often forget that a year is as long as it is, so that's a really important one for me personally. Next up, we've got what worked in 2024. I'll usually pick 2 or 3 things that I found really worked and just summarize them in a sentence, and then I'll go into a little bit more detail talking about like why this worked, how it worked, all that sort of thing. This could be something like a routine that you had that really worked for you. It could be something like the way you learned from a situation. Then we do the opposite and we ask what didn't work in 2024. So for example, in 2024, I set some plans very far in advance, and then by the time they came to fruition, they were no longer right. So something that didn't work was setting plans too far in advance. Then what did I learn in 2024? Here I'll just put little, almost catchphrases of little like life lessons that I learnt. For example, one that I had this year was that reconnecting is not always a good thing. Boy oh boy, that was an important one. Then in a similar vein, we've got how did my life evolve in 2024? I often confuse these questions, but there is a distinction, a difference there. In this question, it's more of a I did this rather than I learnt this. So my life evolved in 2024 by me embracing my soft girl heart and my delicate nature and my fragile nature, and that kind of changed the way that I embrace the world. So that was a way that my life evolved in 2024. It is a little bit different to what you learnt. And moving on to the last question of this section, we've got what about 2024 am I most grateful for? Gratitude is always so incredibly important. I will always include that I'm grateful for myself in this section, and that might sound a little self-obsessed, but it's important to recognize how hard you have worked in a year, and the things that you fought for and the ways that you've evolved. So I'll always put that in there. You could also put that you're grateful for a friend, a family member, a job. You could be grateful for a material possession. You could be grateful for opportunities. Any of those sort of things. Choose something you're grateful for. You could be grateful for sunshine. Literally anything. The world is your oyster. Now we're moving on to section 2. This section I call Where I Want to Go in the Future. It's kind of a long title. Maybe I should whittle that down to something a little bit snappier. But the first question in this section is, what does my dream life look like? So I'll usually just do dot points for this one. Some examples that I've used are feeling energetic and mobile, making a positive impact on people's lives every day, a group of close friends that I trust with open vulnerability, creative fulfillment through enriching hobbies, so on and so forth. This is just any collection of things that are important to you that you think are really key to having the life of your dreams. Then following on from that, we ask, what do I need to do to make that happen? So look at the list that you've made above and pretty much just say, okay, these are the steps I'm going to take. For example, I had the feeling energetic and mobile prompt in what my dream life looks like. So then in the next prompt, I put dedicate time and energy to nourishing and improving my health/body. So that was one thing that I just kind of expanded on. This section is a little bit smaller than the last one, so this is the third and final prompt, and it says, what does the best version of me look like? For this prompt, I write it out kind of as a little story, kind of like a first person day in the life kind of thing. You can do it any way you like. You can describe how you feel, how you look, how you interact with the world, the things that you do, anything that encompasses your dream life and the best version of yourself, because I feel like we won't be able to appreciate our dream lives if we're not the best version of ourselves. And I do want to preface this by saying, keep in mind the best version of you will constantly change. The person that you are will constantly change, so therefore the version that you consider to be the best version of you will also change. We are not stagnant. We do not reach a certain point and think, this is it, I am now perfection itself. That doesn't happen. That's why I like to do this section every year, so that I can refresh what the best version of me and my dream life looks like, because it has changed. We've come to the last section. This section is called Heading into 2025 or 2026, 27, whatever year it is. This is where we get into the good goals and resets and all that stuff. This is where the magic happens. Take my word for it. The first question is, what is my 2025 theme? I'll either choose like a single word or a little phrase. Last year my theme was one step at a time. This year it's courageous curiosity. Any sort of little phrase or word that describes the theme that you want to embody in the year ahead. Speaking of embodying, the next question is, how can I embody my theme this year? Basically just expanding on your theme, saying, this is why I want to do it, this is how I'm going to do it, these are the steps that I can take. Then you ask, how do I want to evolve in 2025? This is kind of the mirror to how did I evolve in 2024 that we did earlier. It's kind of the mirror image of that. So how do we want to evolve in 2025? For example, do you want to become more confident? Any sort of personal evolution that you'd like to pursue in the coming year? What do I want to release in 2025? So think back on all the things that didn't work for you in 2024, and maybe you'll decide that you want to release those things in 2025. For example, I really struggled with the scarcity mindset this year, so that's something I am going to try and release in 2025. And it's all a mindset. It's not necessarily talking about my circumstance, because I'll be, actually, I haven't told you guys, I'm going back to uni next year. I'll talk about that a little bit later, because I've been working full-time recently and I'll be going back to being a student. I am going to have less financial abundance, but I can still have an abundance mindset, and that doesn't mean I'm just like spending money that I don't have. It means that I appreciate what I do have, and I feel fulfilled with that, instead of thinking, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this. So anyway, I put there that I want to release my scarcity mindset. The next prompt is, what will I do in 2025 to feel fulfilled? This could be a creative thing, a social thing, if it's a lifestyle thing, a spiritual thing, really anything that you can think of. that you think would bring more fulfillment to your life, pop that down here. Then what new things do I want to try in 2025? Again, this can be as big or as small as you want. It could be that you want to try a new hobby. It could be that you want to try a new recipe. It could be that you want to try a new life philosophy. It could be anything that you want to try that you haven't tried before. Next up, we have what area of my life do I want to focus on first this year? This is just kind of to give you a springboard, something to say, okay, I want to try this, and this is the first thing that I'm going to do to spring into action, so that you're not just making goals and reflecting and all that and then leaving it, not doing anything. So this is just the first thing that you can do to get started on your journey. Then we expand on that and ask, how do I want to transform myself in this area? Another example is that I wanted to focus on getting ready for uni, and I have a lot of pre-placement things I need to do. So how am I going to transform myself in this area? Number one is that I'm going to do all my pre-placement criteria. I've got a speech pathology book that I want to read that will inspire me and give me a more in-depth understanding of the field. I want to review the content that I learnt at uni in Sydney. There's a bunch of different things that I can do. The last prompt of this section is, what are my main goals / resolutions for 2025? Include why and how it relates to my dream life. Now, in a second, we're going to go through and make the whole long list of goals and resolutions, but in this list, I'll usually just put 2 main things. For example, previous years I've put a particular money saving amount, a particular financial goal. Say for example, when I did my 2023 reset, I wanted to have $10,000 in an emergency fund, and then I put under that as the explanation to say that this will give me the financial freedom to pursue my creative pursuits, or whatever I wrote. So I had my goal and then I had the reason. Having the reason there is really important, because if you don't know why you're doing it, it's not going to get done. So we have now finished the 3 sections of the journal that I told you about, but I might have lied to you guys, because there is a secret 4th section. I'm so sorry, I'm spreading misinformation. There are in fact 4 sections to this journal. But the 4th one is just really, really fun. So it's like a bonus, right? In this section, we go through and we write all our goals and resolutions, and then at the end we get to make a little vision board, little arts and craft situation. Always so much fun. So when I'm putting my goals and resolutions, I'll try and get a good mix of little things and big things, some things that are a little bit less tangible, and other things that are like number-based goals. And again, this is separate to the resolutions that we had earlier, because those were kind of like your main, this is what I really want. These ones are just fun little things to keep you on track for your theme that you're trying to get to, for reaching towards your dream life. These are little things that can help you on your journey, and it's not the end of the world if they don't happen. Not that it would have been the end of the world if those things that we were talking about earlier didn't happen, but you know what I mean? These are just fun little extras. I like to split mine up into different sections. So in my resolutions, I've got university, home, relationships, mind, body, finance, and hobbies. That's a lot of different sections. I've only got 1 or 2 things in each section. For example, some things I've got on there is join a gym. That's such a stereotypical goal, but I'm unfortunately thinking about stepping away from figure skating this year because it's going to be too expensive to do while I'm at uni. Unfortunately, I don't live at home. I live by myself. It's very expensive. And the Master of Speech Pathology is a very high intensity course, and I've heard it's really hard to work at the same time as doing it, so I'm not banking on having a lot of financial freedom. So I'm thinking I'm going to join a gym and step away from skating. So I'm actually really excited to go back to group classes though. I really enjoyed being at the gym when I was in Sydney. Anyway, another thing that I've got is that I am moving back into my old apartment. So I popped that in there, and then I also want to buy and build a bookcase to go into that apartment. And then I've also got things like I want to read 40 books. I want to go roller skating along the Brisbane River Walk. And then what I like to do is I take all these goals, I go on Pinterest, I find photos that represent them, and then I make my vision board. I'm gonna give you a little time lapse of me making my vision board because I think it's just the most satisfying thing. And I considered making it on camera, but I'm just like, when I make my vision board, I'm so like hyper focused, and it wouldn't have been very fun to film. I used to make my vision board physically. I'd print out photos of Officeworks and put them in a photo frame and arrange them, and that was really fun. But I personally find it more helpful if it's digitally. I'll set it as my desktop background, and I'm actually looking at it more often that way, I found. So that's what works for me. You can do it physically, you can do it digitally, you can set it as your phone background. Whatever your creative vision looks like, follow your dreams, do what you gotta do. I'm not here to tell you how to make your vision board. It is a very personal process, but I find it really inspiring and really helpful through the year. Anyway, those are all of my journal prompts. I hope you liked them. I'm considering making like a little PDF document or Google Doc or something with all these questions written out, so you can just download it and like copy and paste the questions or something. Leave a comment if you think that would be something that would be helpful for you. I really hope that you like these prompts. They are honestly such a game changer for me. As I said, I use them myself. I've been using them for 3 years now, and they, oh my god, so good. My end of year journals are usually like 2,500 to 3,000 words. They are chunky journals. You do not have to write that much. I think I definitely do too much sometimes, but I find it really helpful, as I said. So that is the end of the journal prompts. Thank you so much for watching until this part. I am now going to give you a little update on my life. So if you're only here for the prompts, thank you so much for watching. See you around. Subscribe if you like me. Hopefully. See you later. And if you are interested on what's happening in my life, stick around. I'm gonna give you the lowdown. So as I said, I'm going back to uni. Woo! It's been a big year. It's been a very trying year, and I was honestly very concerned that I wasn't going to be able to regain the strength or the fortitude or the motivation to go back to uni. But I think we've done it. I think we've done it. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm kind of excited. I will be going to Griffith University doing the Masters of Speech Pathology, and as I said, I'll be moving back to my old apartment, so it's actually happening all around the same time. I think I moved back into that apartment on Friday or Saturday, and then I'm at uni on Monday. It's gonna be a lot all at once, but I'm excited. I'm thinking I'll vlog it. There's not a lot of information online about that particular course, so maybe I'll make some content about it. I don't know, it could be helpful for some people, could be interesting for others. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know why I was talking like I was gonna go on a big ramble about my life. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm going back to uni. Other than that, I mean, life is much better than it was, you know? The past few months have been very transformative, and I am very, very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you stick around. Again, I feel like I say this so often. I've been on so many little unplanned hiatuses from this channel, but I really hope I'll be uploading more regularly. I do love creating content. And hopefully being back at uni will mean that I have things to show you. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful new year. Look after yourself, stay hydrated, enjoy the journaling prompts, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!